Hi Bolovies, welcome to Community Living with your girl Malebo. So if you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe, and if you're stopping back by and continuously supporting the channel, welcome back. Thank you for coming back, and thank you for your continuous support. We're currently sitting at 512 subscribers. It's because of the post that I posted on various social media platforms regarding buying my first car. So I hope you're going to stay regardless of that. Content that we release is financial literacy channel for young black professionals, right? You don't have to be young or black or professional to get valuable information from what we share. We have over 30 videos that you can peruse and really just go at it the way you want to, digest the information at your own rate, at your own pace. And also comment, share your financial journey. How far are you? Are you saving? Are you investing? Are you budgeting properly? What is going on, guys? So we really need that kind of engagement on this platform. The reason I call this channel Community Living instead of Malebo Nkosi is that I really want us to create a community where we understand and where we share a lot about finances, right? So that we don't make the same mistakes that our parents made. As black people, we come from backgrounds where money was either scarce, or if it was there, it wasn't well managed. So we need to go from a point where we shift that dynamic, or shift that paradigm to a more better paradigm for us, right? So yeah, basically that is what this channel is about. If you're new, if you're part of the 60 guys that subscribed, so please stay tuned. We release videos every Sunday at 4 p.m. so we try to always have a video by 4 p.m. and so we had a giveaway for the 500 subscriber mark, right? So the winner of the 500 subscriber mark, who will be winning this book by Sam Beck Bessinger, is Alphys Mugwene. So thank you very much, Alphys, for commenting, for engaging with the channel, and just for your continuous support. So what is going to happen is that Alphys has to send me his details in terms of like his address, so that I can courier this book to him, right? So we also going to run another giveaway. So I'm a humanitarian or philanthropist, right, at heart. I'm an Aquarius, so we all are humanitarians and so forth. So I do love giveaways, by the way, guys. So if I can, I'll always give away something, but unfortunately I don't have that type of money to always give away something every week. So this is one of the books that the person that one person is going to win, right, when we reach the 1K subscribers. So whenever we have an episode that just addresses that, okay, we have a giveaway, then you can comment on the comment section, because the random picker only selects someone who comments, right? If you're just subscribed, it won't be able to pick you from the group. So you have to comment on one of the videos to say, okay, yeah, hashtag giveaway, hashtag grow to 1000, hashtag grow to 1K, so forth. So it doesn't even have to be about the giveaway, but just engaging with the channel. So we're going to be giving away 2 books. It's not just one book. The first book, as I've mentioned, is Money Master the Game by Tony Robertson, and then the second book is Smart Woman by Sylvia Walker. So one lucky winner will be getting these 2 books, and they'll also be couriered to them as well, just like Alphys, who just won the other book. So yeah, I've said a mouthful. And what is today's episode all about, right? So today's episode will be covering Q&A / story time of how I bought my baby P.H.O. I'm just gonna insert a picture here or a video into today's story time / Q&A, right? So the very first question I would answer, right? These are questions that I sort of want you guys to understand, or these are like the background behind why I decided to buy a car now, and why I waited this long, and so forth, right? So if you've been following the channel, and if you do remember, I used to say that, one, don't succumb to pressure. For one, I work in the automotive industry, and I've been working there for more than 18 months now, and a car wasn't the first thing that I opted to go for, right? And yeah, with that came a lot of questions from even random people on the streets when they see me wearing the PPE from my workplace, like, how do you work there but you're walking and what all those things, or you're using public transport and stuff like that, right? So yeah, I want to sort of just give you the background of everything and why I decided now is the perfect time to get a car, and how I went about everything, right? So I'm not gonna share all the details because this is the beginning of a 4-part, actually 5-part series if we're including this, but this is more of a story time than the series that we're going to start regarding buying your first car, right? So the series is going to cover topics like your guide to buying your first car, whether it's a new or used, what to avoid when you're buying your first car, and what type of interest should you be expecting, and the last one is sort of like a review of the platform and the app that I'm using in terms of my insurance, right? So the insurance that I'm using is Pineapple, but I'll get into all of those details just now when I'm giving you a brief overview of what happened from the time I decided that I'm going to buy a car, right? So firstly, what was the reason, right? Well, there are millions of cars probably on the road, and a lot of people don't need a reason to buy a car. Like, a car is sort of like a necessity, or sort of like a given once you start working and once you start earning a certain amount of money, right? But with me, that was not my approach to buying a car. It wasn't about whether or not I can afford it, or whether or not I'm earning a certain amount of money, right? What happened is that I realized that, okay, my contract might be ending. Yes, fine. I needed something that can create a cash flow, right? So as we know, we have what we call e-hailing methods, or e-hailing platforms such as Uber, Taxify, InDriver, Taxify or Bolt, it's now Bolt, InDriver, and so forth, right? Taxi Live, all those e-hailing platforms. So I decided that, okay, from seeing one of my friends actually being part of those e-hailing platforms and making X amount of money, I was like, okay, I actually want a bit, I want into this thing, right? I want to buy a car and then use it for e-hailing purposes, right? So that my car is used to drive people around and I earn an income from it, right? So basically making use of it as an asset more than just a luxury of, okay, it's convenient to have a car. It is very convenient. I've been driving it for a week now, and I have to say I'm enjoying myself. I went to the beach today without having to bother anyone, without having to think about how am I coming back, will I be able to request, and so forth, right? So there are a lot of conveniences that comes with buying a car, I won't lie. But that was not the reason behind why I decided to buy one. So that is the very first question. I hope it answers the why. And then the second one is, what were the steps that I took in terms of actually buying it, right? So, well, so I decided I was going to buy a car last year, right, around October, November, somewhere around there. Then from there, it has just been a thing of like, okay, searching for cars, understanding what I want, understanding why I want that thing, understanding my budget, understanding my affordability, understanding things like insurance, which one is the best, which type of insurance should I take, other additional costs, and what is needed in, like, what is the bare minimum that I need for this car to actually be mine, and so forth, right? And also still be safe in it, right? So if I get hijacked, or if it gets stolen, right, it doesn't have to be a hijacking. How am I going to get it back? How am I going to find a way of paying it back? You know, it'll be so sad that you don't have insurance and then your car is stolen and you still have to pay the installment, because the bank won't be like, oh, your car is stolen, so now we understand, you know. So those were the things that I needed to understand, and I had to like find more information on, right? So some of it I already knew, some I had to do a bit more research, and I would say that having people that have cars around obviously helps, right? So if at home they've got a car, it's easy to just be like, yeah, mom and dad, what should I do, right? But that is not the case with me. My mom has never had a car, my grandma has never had a car, so it was like I was the first person to get a car, so I had to go through that journey sort of with my friends, right, that have cars, like, oh, okay, what am I supposed to be doing, and so forth and so forth, right? So that was basically the journey that I took. And then from there, the funding model that I used, right? So I decided to not like save up for a deposit or down payment or whatever, right? But one thing I knew I didn't want was a residual value or balloon payment on the vehicle. So whatever amount that I was going to get, whatever loan amount, had to be covered by the vehicle financing that I was getting, right? So I set like some sort of criteria to say that it has to fit this, otherwise I'm not taking the deal, you know. It's either I'm buying too much car or whatever is happening there, but like I had to build certain boundaries for myself, certain a criteria or matrix for myself to be like, yes, check this, like it checks this tick box, checks this tick box, then yeah, we continue, then we continue, then we continue, then we continue, right? So I will explain going further things like the interest rate. I'm currently paying prime -1 with ups, right? But it took quite a number of things. I will explain that in the how I was able to get the 6% interest video. But yes, those are some of the things that I had to go throughout the process. Like everything, since I have a financial literacy channel, everything was very financially conscious. Like I had to be aware of the finances. I'll show you guys the car that I wanted just now, which was 237k, and the total loan amount was about 280. And for me, anything above 250,000k was too much car, right? Meaning that I couldn't afford it, or it really wasn't going to fit the purpose. As I've said, it was going to be on an e-hailing platform. So buying a brand new car like that, stylish car like that, a car that just attracts a lot of eyes and so forth, which I did want at some point. I remember sulking, like proper sulking, that I wasn't getting this car. Like, look at this beaut, guys. It's a beauty of note. So yeah, so that is basically it. I don't want to make this video long because it is an introductory video, but I hope it really has sparked your interest as to the journey that I took from November 20 the was like 2020 when I decided, to Jan 30th when I actually got the car, right? So yeah, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in, and please share your journey for getting your first car. How was it? What did you take into consideration? What were the lessons that you learned from the whole like journey? As much as maybe your parents or loved ones helped you, there are things that are very unique to each and every one of our experiences, right? So we need to share this information, guys, so that we don't fall trapped to anything. Like, we don't fall trapped to banks, we don't fall trapped to dealerships, we don't fall trapped to ourselves as well, because it's easy to fall trapped to yourself, like, oh, but I think I can afford 7k. But can you really afford 7k monthly installment on a car? So please do share your experiences, and let's learn from one another and really grow from there. So thank you very much for joining. I hope that you're going to tune in into next week's episode, where we're going to be covering a guide to buying your first car. So what is it that you need to consider when you're buying your first car? So thank you very much, guys. God bless.